This is Jay with JLT. It's April 3rd. We got our 2013 Mustang GT on the dyno. We're going to do some baseline pulls. We're going to test the stock calibration, stock airbox, and we're going to go ahead and install the JLT paint match color intake along with the SET tune done by Brent Hughes at Dyno Tune Performance. Okay, we made our baseline runs. 369 horsepower, 339 foot-pounds of torque. The car has 93 fuel in it, Flowmaster mufflers, and our 20-inch wheels. That is the difference between our runs last week, where the car made 360 horsepower, 336 foot-pounds of torque, for a difference of 9 horsepower and 3 foot-pounds of torque. I believe the biggest part of that power gain is the fuel. We've tested this in the past on 2011 and 12 GTs, and you can pick up upwards of 8-10 horsepower just from a fuel change. So that goes to show you right there what you can see with 87 that comes in it when you buy it versus putting 93 in it. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to have Brent Hughes of Dyno Tune Performance use our SET software, make some custom tunes for the stock airbox, and see what we can make with just a tune. Well, the car responded really well to the custom tune. This isn't a box tune out of a regular SET. This is a custom tune. The car made 383 horsepower and 356 foot-pounds of torque for a 14 horsepower and 17 foot-pounds of torque peak gain. Average gains throughout the run are 15 to 16 horsepower and 17 to 19 foot-pounds of torque. So you're seeing some big power from just a tune in the stock box. Not bad at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this exact tune, we're going to load in the value file for the JLT intake that we've developed, and load it in, see what it does using the same timing table, same air fuel. Okay, now we're going to swap out this stock air box for a JLT cold air, and gotta have it green. Our best JLT run netted us 394 horsepower, 366 foot-pounds of torque for a 25 rear-wheel horsepower and 27 rear-wheel torque gain over the baseline runs tonight. Over the stock airbox with the same tune, we saw another 11 horsepower and 10 foot-pounds of torque peak, but throughout the RPM range you can see upwards of 14 to 15 rear-wheel horsepower and 10 to 12 foot-pounds of torque over the stock airbox. Goes to show that the JLT intake is outflowing the stock airbox, and 14 to 15 horsepower is definitely something that's worth getting. We're going to go ahead and make an adjustment to the tune. We saw about 1.5 degrees to 2 degrees less timing in this run than we did with the stock airbox tuned run. So we're going to try to do an apples to apples comparison and keep the same timing in there. We're looking for about 29 degrees timing, and go ahead and see what happens. Okay, now we've got 29 degrees of timing throughout the run with the JLT intake on, same timing we had with the stock airbox, and we've jumped to 398 rear wheel horsepower, 370 foot-pounds of torque. You're looking at a total of 29 horsepower and 31 foot-pounds of torque increase over the baseline runs, and 15 to 16 horsepower and 14 to 15 foot-pounds of torque over the stock airbox with the same tune. We're so close to 400. We've got to see the 400 mark. You can see right here there's a little flat spot, so we're gonna go ahead and let the car cool down a little bit and just make a glory run for fun and see if we can go ahead and hit that 400 mark. With a good cool down and another run, the car made 401 rear wheel horsepower, 372.5 foot-pounds of torque. We hit our 400 mark. We wanted to see if we could get even better. We went ahead and ran it again. Didn't do any better, but we backed it up with another 400 even rear wheel horsepower and 371 foot-pounds of torque. You're looking at a total gain of 32 horsepower and 33 foot-pounds of torque from baseline. That's not too bad for just an intake and a tune. So thanks for watching the video, and if you have any questions you can go to www.jlttruecoldair.com or you can give us a call at 757-335-1940.